Good evening, welcome.
Of course, our guest
Our
speaker,
guest,
Dr. Jason from Taiwan,
Taiwan.
and I'm the general manager for Galderma Philippines.
Sir Louis.
Yeah, Louis Ra. So
Ross.
if you have any questions, please feel free. The floor is open for your questions.
Sir, Erlisa Garcia from Ayala Society. Let's start with the product. So, bakit po ngayon nag-focus tayo sa eye area?
Restylane is a wide range of fillers. So from the lips to the skin booster and to the eye. So it's targeted. So now we can now have a wide range of products for different needs of the patient and also for the doctor too, because of course the patient has different needs as they
Right.
progress.
Because like our approach in Galderma is not just like skincare. So we ventured into everything what the patient will need or what the client will need. And right now we focus on the bright eyes, which is our tagline for this last quarter, is actually just to focus on the eyes. We know that a lot of people still like to wear masks, so we know that some people get used to wearing masks and now they're more focused on how do I look. Okay, and we all know when it comes to the eyes kind of give away our age, right? Because like we you know, my ophthalmology friend used to say, the eyes are the windows to your soul, so it actually shows off your age. And females do a lot of makeups around the eyes. Male, we never have mix-up around the eye. So it's just timely that a Galderma, Sir Louis and I, we decided to focus on the bright eye. That's the reason why we have Jason Lee here today with us.
He's an expert.
Yeah. Around the eye treatment. Can you tell something more?
Okay, because the periorbital or we so-called around the eye area is very complicated. You have to decide which treatment plan you do according to the different strategy, different structure of your patient, different condition of your patient. So it's hard to decide which layer or which product we should do in the periorbital area. So that's why we hold this symposium. And Galderma has a very good range of product because even in the family of HA fillers, they have different properties between different products. So according to complicated area and choose the proper good product of this area is very important. Yes.
Right. Go ahead.
Sorry, Eileen from Trend Hospital. At what age do you recommend for people to avail of the product?
Actually, we the age range. Um, when if you're 18 and you have already saved a lot of not a lot, not save enough budget for it, we can have treatment around the eyes already. There's really no limit as to who can have treatment, especially with what Dr. Jason had mentioned, like the range of Galderma product, because way back we did the launch of the Sculptra. It also talks about how you rejuvenate the skin quality. So the skin quality around the eyes is like what Dr. Jason had mentioned. It's very complex. You can have beautiful eyes, not just focusing on the eyes, but when you treat around the eyes, you can have beautiful eyes. Like all, we are outnumbered here tonight. You have a lot of females, and I would tell you that all of the females here in this room love to brush their eyebrow, right? Then that part is also part of the treatment of the bright eyes because we lift the corner. I'll let Jason explain that better. Go ahead.
Okay, because the periorbital or around the eye area, they have complicated structure, so maybe you could put something under or to support the structure here and make the eyelid more lifted or to the upper position. That makes you look younger. So there's no specific range of age we could use this portfolio because if nobody dislike to look younger. Okay.
Everybody likes to yes.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Go ahead, sir.
Good evening. I'm Ally from eLifestyle Manila. I'd just like to ask, what type of specialization in, for example, as a doctor, you would need to have this type of treatment or care? Does it need to be ophthalmologist, a cosmetologist, or both?
That's a very nice question,
And
actually.
aside from correcting the physical of the outer side of the eye, how about such treatment like for cross eye or some discoloration in the eye? Also is it also part of your process of care?
Yeah.
You take that.
Sure, sure. I'll try my best to answer. When it comes to the profession, well, at least first you have to be a doctor. I think the field as to who is going to do a treatment, the most important thing is you have the training to do it, and you're a doctor. Because ophthalmology do it, dermatology do it, cosmetic surgeon do it, plastic surgeon do it. The important thing is the training.
So this is like a specialized field that they have to undergo in the training.
Right, right. And Galderma is one of the premier when it comes to training. So we invest a lot of, sir, we invest
Yeah,
a lot.
our thrust is really in equipping the doctors to be prepared and to be equipped in handling patients for special treatments like with our Restylane and our Sculptra. So we have workshops specifically catered to the doctor's profession so that they can be well skilled and face the patient. And in fact, Dr. Jason had several workshops earlier this week, I think 3 or 4,
Yeah.
and a wide range of audience and doctors who participated, where there is an actual patient that they have to work
Yeah.
on during the session. So it's really a hands-on technique that we really teach, and it's a stage.
Right.
There are beginners, there are
Intermediate.
intermediate and advanced. So we don't train people who are who we don't let people just inject left and right. We need to train them first before they.
Safety is a parameter that we practice in Galderma for that. But when it comes to your second question as to the treatment around that, I think that would be part of Dr. Jason lecture later on, because like we view the eye very differently. We stage the eye into 3 different category. We have the one that is well, we have the 3 category, right? Please go ahead.
Okay. I just shall respond for the first question. In Taiwan, we also have dermatologists for plastic surgeon, for cosmetic surgeon, but the, when we were trained as a dermatologist or as a plastic surgeon, we don't learn such detailed things, especially the periorbital area, how to inject into it, what's the detail anatomy around this site, how to inject something. No, it's not in the official training course of each doctor. So every doctor could do this, but they have to know more details around this area. For the first question, and for the second question, yes, respond to Dr. Sydney. Yeah, we have 3 classification of the eyes. That means the tired look, the grumpy look, or the aged look. That means
So
we
this is more on
classify.
the outer side.
The
Yeah.
physical appearance.
So when you say injection, it's more on the skin of the eye, not really the eye that you're
Yes.
injecting.
And not only for the skin, maybe for some deeper area for the so cause when we age, some bony structure resolved, there is some change over our skin. The main purpose of doing this injection is trying to return the previous or the younger status of the periorbital structures.
Remember the crow's feet?
The crow's feet is the one that we call it the crow's feet here. In other country, we call it the fish tail.
Fish
The
tail.
fish tail. Sir.
Yeah, sorry. I'm used to
Using the crow's feet, yeah.
Yeah.
So some of our patients will come in, hey, that fish tail like looking at, yeah, we could treat that too. For that, those part we could either you hear a lot of like we're treating it with with toxins and with the Botox. And we could treat that also with filler with our range of Restylane. Then going back to what you're asking is like we were injecting around it just to improve it. One of the good property of Restylane is made out of hyaluronic acid. And hyaluronic acid, it recruits water. What happens is like you do a lot of, everybody's doing a lot of Facebook on the internet. You tie your eyes too much. So when you dry your eyes, you rub your eyes, you do that friction, next thing you know, you don't sleep well, you have a dark circle, right? So you don't go to the ophthalmology like, what am I gonna do with the dark circle? Wear glasses, it's not gonna go away. Now you come to Restylane, because Restylane can improve not just the dark circle, but sometimes the hollowing, what we call the deepening of the eyes. That's what Dr. Jason mentions, like when we age, the bone resorption, anatomy of it, it goes in. And that's where your Restylane comes in. Because that one would improve it without surgery. So no downtime. No downtime. Go ahead, sir.
Since you already have this specialization, you already have a training center certified doing it. We have what I say hospitals that already giving this kind of care already.
For Galderma, it's an enrollment basis. So if there are doctors who are interested in getting this new technology, they enroll through our
Right.
GAIN program, which trains doctors specifically. So we train them from the start, then to become moderate, and then to become a advanced. So all throughout the stages, we don't let just a doctor inject
Right.
immediately.
So that's why you have specialists from Taiwan
Yes.
coming in
To train,
share the
to train that work.
You would ask like why we get Dr. Jason to come in, why not get like somebody like from the States? No, because we're Asian country. Our Asian eye are also different. So he's an expert when it comes to the Asian eye, how you treat it. So we collaborate and we share more for the best result for our countrymen. Go ahead.
Follow through with what you asked. How does the public know to avail of the brand, to see that the doctors are accredited already?
Through aesthetic clinics around the country, most of them have already partnered with Restylane.
Definitely you'll need
Dr.
yeah.
Sidney Cook.
Yeah, definitely you'll need training for it, because one part of the training is assessment, and that is what we call art, or assessment, anatomy, the range of product, and the technique. So we don't just train you to inject, we train you to assess and to be a successful injector, but at the same time a safe injector. The innovation of this product doesn't really stop. That's also the challenge for us in Galderma, and for us as speaker, like how do you think, how do you approach? Because what we used to approach for tear trough or the temple way back, it's not the same right now. We have social media coming in, I want to look like this. I want to feel and look like this. Sometimes we wonder, how do you feel and look when you're looking and you're not touching? So the important thing that, for example, like my patient, I did the tear trough with the filler. I said, so how do you feel? I feel like I slept like 10 days and it feels so fresh. Okay, that's how you feel. Now here's the mirror. Oh my God, I look so young. This is just the eyes, okay? This is just the eye. Then we have the kiss and smile way back, right?
Yes.
So the kiss and smile is one of the most 99% of female likes it. Because rather than buying the lipstick, they want, I want a tattoo. You know that tattoo is not gonna blow up your lips.
And the surveys also showed that, I forgot how many percent
Right.
men have assessed their partners. That
84.
84%
84%.
assessed that the lips were more kissable.
Right, right. So yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Fatia from philstar.com.
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to ask, you earlier mentioned about Asian eyes are different from Western eyes. Can you
Right.
elaborate? That's the first question. The second question is, how long does the effectivity last?
That's a
And
very good
third,
question. I'm gonna give it to
And sir, and my third question is, we also have serums. So how does it help?
What's it?
Serums, eye serums.
Serum, okay.
How does it complement the fillers or something like that for that effect?
Let's
So
dive
three
in as
questions.
well.
You have three questions. Take it your time.
I already forgot the third.
The third one is just the serum.
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay.
The first one is the Asian.
Asian and for Asian and Caucasian, yes, we have different anatomy structures. Like you could easily tell from the periorbital area that the Caucasian they have very short distance between the brow and the upper eyelid. It's very short distance. But in Asian, you see it's look wider over this area. And as for the bony structure under the eye, the Caucasian has a very strong zygomatic bone and a strong zygomatic arch. But in some Caucasian, we're weak over this area. But it depends on the race. Okay, different race. Some Mongolian, some Caucasian also share the similar structure. But yes, it's not the same. Okay, it doesn't look like the same between Asian and Caucasian. So we have specific problem or questions over this area. And for the second question is
The effectivity. How long does it
How
last?
long?
okay.
How long is
It, so it goes to the property of the HA filters. Different design HA filters range from different lengths, but normally it could last, especially in Restylane range, it could last at least 6 months to 12 months, and even some product could last for more than 18 months. It depends. Yeah, because it depends on the
brand.
You mentioned.
Yeah, it depends because it depends on the range. Because like we have a different range.
When we call range, that
Yeah.
means even in HA filters, even in Galderma, in Restylane, we have 8 different HA filters. Okay, some are designed for the periorbital area, some are designed for the replacement of the bony structure. So it's some one end might be very soft, the other end might be very hard, and the longevity is totally different, and the property is totally different. So that's why why we teach doctors to know the idea or the properties of each product and how to choose them properly in different structure and different areas of the face. Yes, and according to what Dr. Sidney said, this uh, workshop or assessment is very important because if you ask 10 doctors for the assessment of what their treatment plan over this area, you have 10 different answers and 10 different plans to do this. So we try to standardize their view of point of view or how they assess the patient, and they could do the best plan for their patient in this plan.
The third question. The
All
serum.
the serums.
Do you believe in the serum?
Serum.
The eye serum.
Serum,
Serum.
the topical.
Topical.
Kind of sweet.
Okay,
Serum.
that means that some skincare product. Okay. There's some effect of skincare product, but you have to think about two things. One, the penetration depth of the skincare product. Okay, the best penetration product of skincare product it only penetrate maybe 1 millimeter depth, around 1 millimeter depth. But if we're using needle to inject something like hyaluronic acid, it's resolve the water for you. You could do in every layer or deeper layer of this area. So this is would be the first benefit of using fillers to correct the problem over this area. And the second is the longevity, because if you're using skincare product, it's very thin and your skin renew every day. The total cells of the facial skin replace again within 1 month. So if you are putting skincare products over, it's gone, or maybe after 1 week, maybe over 2 weeks. So you have to keep applying it every day. That what ladies do every night. Yes. But if you inject some hyaluronic acid fill here, then it maintain for maybe 6 months, for 12 months, then it's much easier for you to take care of this area.
What happens when you can't put another filler when the effectivity lasts? Does the skin sag or wrinkle or what?
No, I'll take that. So, going back to those questions that you mentioned, like what Jason has mentioned, totally different. Caucasian and Asian, we have totally different skin type, bone structure is totally different for that. That's also why the reason why Asian has more tear trough or hollow than Caucasian because of the bone structure. Our bone structure in Asian is much wider. Caucasian is more frontal. Okay, so that's the big difference. That's why they're best known. We are so gifted with those Asian. Yeah, for that. Now, second question when it comes to longevity, he answered perfectly. It depends on the patient as well and the range that we do. Then last for the serum, Galderma, we thought of that also. We have the bright and healthy radiance serum that we use too. But Galderma, because of its extensive R&D, we know that you can apply moisturizer, eye cream, but that would only penetrate the top layer. What's important is the underneath, because I don't see you every day, right? So you put the filler underneath, then you don't worry about it and let science makes you beautiful by hydrating. Great. Now, you put the cream there, it's just like makeup for female. My patient usually tell me this, you know, I love filler because when I put it, it's an afternoon session and I don't worry about it. Then I wake up and I do this after 6 months again, and I know it's there, it's getting better. If I buy a makeup to make me look good, I have to apply it every day, and chances are I don't finish up the whole makeup, then I'll buy a new makeup. So we're talking about cost effectivity. So filler has more cost effectivity because you inject, the result is more instant, and you get all the benefit afterwards. So both works well when it comes to the serum and the filler, but the best result will be combining it together. Okay, sir, let's hear first. Go ahead, ma'am.